Yeah, this year, officially being the guy this year, being the head, from the beginning, not just, on a day-to-day interview basis, so to speak, as the interim. I think what we can certainly expect from me is more the same, hopefully. Consistency is really important in leadership and what we do, and I look at my role as, more of just a steward of the program. It's these guys' program, and we're going to put them in the situations to make it the best experience as student athletes and as Bruins as they can possibly have. And if I can find ways to serve them in the way that I lead, then I'm being successful as the head coach, and our staff will certainly reiterate the same message. Yeah, certainly a couple key guys returning. When you look at the offensive side of things, and you bring back guys like Josh Chang, you bring guys back, like Connor Kong, all very instrumental in the success that we had last year. But then you have guys like Kyle Ravel who had a big stride early in the year and then came up big a couple times late for us. And he's a guy that, being a senior, being a returner, we expect big things from. And we're really excited, and he knows that, and he's excited to fill in that role. You look at things defensively, we've got guys, Captain Jamie O'Connell returning, transfer Ryan McCord, who came in at Christmas time last year. Guys that really believe in the defensive principles that we have and are excited to lead this group with a little bit more experience. The spring was great. A lot of really good strides in the spring. Guys that really stood out there that we think are going to be exciting moving forward, that are going to play larger roles. You look at guys like Brendan Martin, who's going to play up top for us again this year, had a phenomenal spring. You look at, when we start looking at guys that were consistently scoring goals in the spring, in training day in and day out, he was one of those guys. And another guy, Robert Duarte, Doozy, was fantastic. He had so much growth in the spring from a midfield perspective, his understanding of the game and how we want to defend, how we want to attack. And he became that much more confident, that much more dangerous. So we're excited about some guys like that. And then certainly Peyton is another one, a guy that was out on injury early. We got back just barely at the end of the year, and so from a health standpoint and from a contribution standpoint, his spring was massive, and we're excited about that as well. It's a big class of new guys, 15 guys coming in. I think what's special about them, and certainly what makes it hard to talk about any one guy, is that all of these guys are anxious to prove that they can follow through on their promise to play the Bruin way, to play the type of football that we want to play, to be the type of people, the type of teammates, to lead with servant leadership in everything that they do. So it's hard to pick one guy. All these guys are excited. They're going to be great players, and every single one of them is going to have a chance to prove themselves as we get into things. Yeah, the strength of schedule is going to be great, and a big part of that, when we get to play, SCIAC teams like Laverne, we get to play UC Santa Cruz, which we did last year. It'll be a great opportunity in two ways. One, on the national rankings, when you get to play teams like that are going to play more great teams, it gives you an opportunity to build points, and that's important, certainly. I think the other thing that's great is that we played both of them on the road at Santa Cruz last year, and now we really get a good measuring stick. What have we done? How have we grown since that moment last year on the same weekend? So that's certainly exciting. When you look at strength of schedule, the other side of it is the conference has gotten better. We certainly struggled against Pakaloo a little bit last year. They're returning a lot of quality players. They're going to be very good. We're excited about the opportunity to play them again, especially within conference where we get them home and away. Another program that I think has done a really good job during the offseason, Whitworth, is going to be another good one. But the truth of the matter is that it doesn't matter who we're lining up against. Everyone in this conference has quality, and we have to make sure that we bring it every single time we step on the pitch. The objective is to win the whole thing. There's no doubt about that. Anybody going in with anything less than that being the objective is probably lying to themselves, and that's why we show up. The truth of the matter is that we know that we have a long way to go still. Last year was a great jumping off point for us. There's a lot of growth that happened. We want to build on that growth, and we understand that in order for us to be successful, we got to focus on the journey. We got to focus on the relationships and the moments that are built between matches, because that's what's going to allow us to be successful at the end of the day.